Los Angeles. The 2018 Boston Red Sox opened their spring training camp on Valentine's Day, notched the season's first win on Good Friday, and by Mother's Day were playing at a .700 clip. By Independence Day, when they shut out the Washington Nationals, they had a first-place lead they would not again relinquish, and by Labor Day they were 51 games above .500. On the final day of the regular season, they notched their 108th win, and on Columbus Day they crushed the New York Yankees by 15 runs in the playoffs' opening round. And on Sunday night at Dodger Stadium, 2,600 miles from home and 3 days shy of Halloween, the Red Sox put the finishing touches on one of the great seasons in recent baseball history. A 5-1 victory over the Los Angeles Dodgers in Game 5 of the World Series completed a methodical, 11-3 march through this postseason, annihilating three excellent teams along the way, the Yankees, Houston Astros and now the Dodgers, and pushed their win total, regular and postseason combined, to 119, once mocked as hapless, snake-bit and even cursed franchise, which once went 86 years without a title. The Red Sox have now won the World Series 4 times in a 15-season span. And this one completed an unprecedented, geographical grand slam of clinches, with the Red Sox celebrating a World Series title on diamonds in all 4 time zones in the continental United States, 2004 in St. Louis, 2007 in Denver, 2013 in Boston and now 2018 in Los Angeles. David Price, once mocked as hapless, snake-bit and even cursed pitcher in the postseason, who once made 11 straight October starts without winning one, delivered 7 remarkable, scoreless innings Sunday night, despite a grueling recent workload that included a start just 4 days earlier and a relief appearance in Game 3, just 2 days prior. Hector Velasquez of the Boston Red Sox celebrates his team's 5-1 win over the Los Angeles Dodgers in Game 5 of the 2018 World Series at Dodger Stadium on October 28, 2018 in Los Angeles, California. Sean M. Happy, Getty Images. And the Red Sox offense, which led the majors in runs this season, but had disappeared for stretches in this series, ambushed Dodgers ace Clayton Kershaw for 3 home runs, in what could have been the great left-hander's final appearance for the Dodgers. When Price came out of the game following a leadoff walk in the 8th, a shocking number of Red Sox fans among the sellout crowd of 54,367 stood and roared for the veteran lefty. Workhorse reliever Joe Kelly then struck out a trio of high-powered Dodgers pinch hitters to close out the 8th, and lefty Chris Sale, scratched in favor of Price as the Game 5 starter, closed it out by striking out the side in the 9th. At the final out, Manny Machado, swinging, Sale flung his glove, threw both hands in the air and awaited the crush of teammates that came sprinting out of the dugout to engulf him. The Dodgers, meanwhile, watched a visitor celebrate a World Series clincher on their home turf for the 2nd straight year, after the Astros did it in 2017. It marked the 12th time since their 1988 World Series title that the Dodgers had made the playoffs but fallen short of a championship, including each of the past 6 years. Boston Red Sox catcher Christian Vazquez celebrates with Chris Sale after Game 5 of baseball's World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers on Sunday, October 28, 2018, in Los Angeles. The Red Sox won 5-1 to win the series 4-1. David J. Phillip, EP photo on a Red Sox roster full of 9-figure contracts, MVP candidates and former Cy Young winners. The player named the World Series MVP who made the biggest impact was Steve Pearce, a journeyman now with his 8th big league organization whom Boston acquired in June from Toronto for a low-level prospect. Pearce hit 2 homers Sunday night, one each off Kershaw and reliever Pedro Baez, Pearce's 2nd and 3rd homers of the series, to go along with a double and 3 RBI. Kershaw has until 3 days after the end of the season to decide whether to exercise an opt-out clause in his contract, and has given no public indication what he intends to do, so when he took the mound Sunday night, the crowd had to treat it as if it were possibly the last time they would see him in a Dodgers uniform. As has been the case for most of this season, his 11th in the big leagues, this was the diminished version of Kershaw, his fastball barely cracking 91 miles per hour, his slider lacking its vintage bite. 6 pitches into the game, the Red Sox had a 2-0 lead, with Pierce jumping on a first-pitch fastball, 92 miles per hour and thigh-high, for a 2-run homer. The batter before, Andrew Benintendi, had singled up the middle. Price and Kershaw hold the distinction of owning the largest contracts of any pitchers in history, nearly $500 million worth between them, and they also share checkered histories in the postseason. Both gave up homers in the first inning, with Dodgers leadoff man David Freese connecting off Price. It was 2-1 at the end of the first, and that's where the score remained for the next 4 innings. At the last purple sunset of 2018 beyond Dodger Stadium, the countdown on the Dodgers season, and quite possibly Kershaw's tenure with the team, had begun, both of them measured in outs. When 6th inning began, and the Dodgers still trailed by a run, the number was down to 12. Steve Pearce, Jay Gross, Getty Images. Then Mookie Betts homered off Kershaw in the 6th, on a low slider over the middle of the plate. For Betts, it was his first career postseason homer in his 86th career postseason at-bat, and it snapped in 0-for-13 stretch that was his longest zero-fair of the season. An inning later, J.D. Martinez launched a blast to center on a 90 mph fastball, marking the first time all season Kershaw had given up 3 homers in a game. The Red Sox did many things well in this postseason, losing a single game in all 3 rounds, but one thing they did especially well was destroy lefties. They went 7-0 in games started by southpaws, including victories over Cy Young winners Kershaw, Dallas Keuchel and CC Sabathia. Getting the ball to Price on Sunday night, 4 days after he started and won Game 2, 2 days after he pitched in relief in Game 3 and 1 day after he warmed up during Game 4, spoke to both a growing confidence in Price and a lingering concern over Sale's shoulder. Game 5 had been penciled in as Sale's, but the Red Sox wanted to give him extra rest and save him for a potential Game 6. Price took such deep breaths between pitches, his chest threatened to blow out the buttons of his blue uniform top. His pace between pitches pivoted between deliberate and interminable. He gave the Dodgers few chances. With 1 out in the 3rd, Martinez, the Red Sox right fielder, lost Freese's fly ball in the lights, with Freese credited with a triple. But they couldn't get the run home. It was like that more or less this entire series for the Dodgers, who won only 1 game, the zany, wild, 18-inning marathon in Game 3. They never seemed overmatched, but they simply could never get the big hit, secure the big out or make the right move the way the Red Sox did. There was one very good team playing in these 5 games, and there was one great one. The former heads into another winter wondering what it will take to win it all. The latter will be parading down Boylston Street sometime around Halloween, and the glow from Sunday night's cathartic ending might last straight through to Christmas.